The Future of Israel by Alejandro Lopez. A summary of Genesis 25:19 through 34. Isaac prayed to God on behalf of Rebekah because she was barren. The Lord answered his prayer and Rebekah became pregnant. The babies jostled each other within her. She wondered why this was happening and inquired the Lord. The Lord said to her, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you will be separated. 1 people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger. Rebekah gave birth to twin boys. The first came out with a hairy red garment. They named him Esau. The second came out holding onto his brother's heel, so they named him Jacob. Esau became a skillful hunter, while Jacob mainly stayed at home. One day, Esau came from hunting and was very hungry. Jacob was cooking some stew and would only give Esau some stew if he sold him his birthright. Esau, not thinking clearly, accepted to his brother's conditions and sold his birthright. Historical context. Just as Ishmael was inferior to Isaac, now we see that Esau is inferior to his brothers. Plenty biblical precedences showing the older brother will serve the youngest. Cain and Abel. The line of Seth was chosen. Rachel was chosen over Leah, Joseph over his brother. According to Keith Crow, who graduated from Multnomah University and Multnomah Biblical Seminary, Talbot School of Theology, and the University of Bristol. The giving of names in the ancient world was significant. A name was believed to affect a person's destiny. Names also preserve some detail of the birth. Esau, which could also mean Edom, denotes red. Jacob probably meant he protects, but the theme of deceiving and the mention of the heel are seen as implicit in the names. Literary context connects with larger meta-narrative by showing who God chose to show himself through. In general, God chose the Israelites. God chose Jacob to continue the lineage. Analysis of the passage. Jacob received Esau's blessing by deceiving him. This showed a sign of faith. He took the future seriously. God told Rebekah that she had 2 nations in her womb. One would be stronger, and the oldest would serve the youngest. A summary of Genesis 26:1 through 34. There was a famine in the land, and Isaac went to King Abimelech. He was going to go down to Egypt, but the Lord appeared to Isaac, telling him to stay in the land, and he would fulfill his promise. Now the Philistine men asked who Rebekah was. Isaac said that she was his sister, in fear that they might kill him. When King Abimelech found out that this was a lie, he was ashamed and said, "Whoever harms Isaac's family shall be punished." So Isaac prospered in the land of Gerar. The Philistines began to fear that he was becoming too powerful and drove him out of the land. There were disputes over wells that Isaac had dug. He finally dug the well of Rehoboth, which no one disputed over, and established Beersheba. Historical context. Chapter 26 is the only chapter concerned with Isaac. Most of his life corresponds with Abraham's life. Famine conditions drove Isaac away from the Negev region. Large numbers of Philistines entered Canaan after the invasion of the Sea peoples, 12,000 BC. Disputes arose between villages and herdsmen who wished to claim and use wells. Giving a name to a well designates ownership, according to IVP Bible Commentary, Old Testament. Literary context. Isaac goes to the land of the Philistines to survive the famine. Isaac told the Philistines that Rebekah was his sister in fear that they might kill him for her. King Abimelech gives Isaac and his family royal protection due to guilt that they might have slept with Rebekah. Isaac prospered through the blessing of God. According to Bob Utley, who graduated with degrees from East Texas Baptist College, Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary, and Trinity Evangelical Divinity School, proposes that Isaac's prosperity was meant to bring the Philistines to God, but instead it brought jealousy and resentment. Analysis of the passage. Isaac went to King Abimelech because of the famine in Negev. He was going to go to Egypt, but God told him to stay. The royal protection is what helped Isaac prosper. Establishing the well Rehoboth is what established Beersheba.